Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
We had to share this very important vision that I had this morning. It was really terrifying, and it was so real. I was really shocked that I opened my eyes. And I'm going to go straight into the vision. I start off as we're in my house with my mom and a 14-year-old girl, and I have two younger brothers that are about 5 and 7 years old, and they're asleep. And I can hear mom in the bathroom, her mom, her heels and everything, clicking away, getting ready for work. And I get up because I know that she'll be leaving soon, and I want to spend time with her before she goes. This is something that we normally do on school day. I came into the bathroom, and she was almost done. I could see she had her lipstick on and her outfit on, and I could smell the perfume and everything. And she has already had her look like an Indian colorful scarf she put around over her clothing. And I could tell that like maybe she's like a modern version of that, and that she wasn't really having us do the same thing. And she was on her way of putting that in her hair too. But she wasn't quite done. But she was happy to see me, and she greeted me, good morning and everything. And I grabbed the scarf and I put it on my head and looked in the mirror, and we were laughing about that. And then I knew that it was time for her to go. Because she finished everything, and I gave her a really big hug, and I noticed she was much taller than me, and I was used to that me being a little shorter. And then when she was hugging me, she held me, and then she leaned down to tell me, remember, you gotta make sure you take care of your brothers, and do everything you're supposed to do. And I was just reminding her that yes, we know, like we're very independent, but we were making sure we do everything right, like get home on time and all that. But so we were on not like a normal school bus, but I knew that soon we would be getting ready to get on the bus that gets to the school. It's a little further away from the house, and the scene it just completely skips to us at the family friend's house. Family friend's house. We see him, the dad there pretty much every school day, and the mom is usually on her way home, his wife, and our mom, we usually see her maybe in a few hours. And I have a friend that his daughter, she's a little older than me, maybe 17, 18 years old, and she's not there yet, and I'm not really expecting her that day. He has a son also, as well, that's in college living his own life. And it's just like it's just so normal. Like this is so just something we do that I'm just like, I'm standing there looking at the pantry, seeing all the snacks that they usually have in there to replace them, add more in for us because he's seeing this every day. And there's like boxes that look like tasty cakes and things like that, and maybe some chips in there. And I know that we just ate something that wasn't exactly dinner. Maybe it was like a quick sandwich. Like it seemed like it was like a sandwich, maybe some fruit, and we ate that. And my brothers were quietly finishing up their homework, and the dad was just coming in. The family friend dad was coming in to check on them, and how are you guys doing? And he also let me know that my wife's she's on her way, and I think she just called him, and I remember I looked inside the pantry and I noticed the cinnamon rolls in there, and I noticed it was a more special kind that he got for his wife. So I was thinking, I'm not going to touch those. And it's like, I have some change, extra change left over from school lunch. So I'm going to go stop at that store that I always stop at, right outside the house, right outside there. And I look over to the side, and my brothers, they just got done their homework, and they're already grabbing their coats that they grabbed this morning. It was a lot colder earlier, so they still had their winter coats, but outside it was a little warmer now. So I deliberately left my jacket because I was coming right back. So I was saying to them, I'm going to go to the store really quick. And I don't think they heard me because they were talking amongst each other. But I was like, okay, I'll be right back because we're not leaving yet. It's not time. We have at least maybe less than 40 minutes before we would be leaving. So I walk outside, open the door, and it's just a little step And I'm really literally so used to doing this. Like, open the door. I had my shoes on. I noticed that we were walking around inside the house with shoes on too. And so I didn't stop to put shoes on. I had shoes on already. So I opened the door, and everyone is just normal as possible outside. There's so many people out there. It's like hundreds of people doing whatever they're doing. Coming in and out of buildings. Here's his house. Come outside the house. There's maybe a few houses in between, but there's a lot of stores all across the street. The street that I'm getting ready to cross is not very long. Okay. It's and it's no cars coming the way that I'm getting ready to cross. Okay. So, and then there's a stop sign stopping the cars to the left over there, and there's like intersections and. So across the street, there's a lot of stores and people, and I see people. I can hear the cars, the horns honking. Like just a little lightly, like And there's a train track. I can hear the train. The train is not exactly here. Every night you can hear it. Yeah, and then the bars are down, the yellow bars. And I see somebody getting out of a taxi, and I could look over, and there's different races of people and different cultures of people, and we're all seem very kind to each other and greeting, and also very, very busy. And across the street where the store is, so all the goodies are the kids. They're on their way skipping along. That I could see younger than me and as young as my brothers on their way over there, and I can hear them laughing and playing. So one of them was like playing on the sidewalk. I could see them right across, and that's just like, okay. And I go across the street. As soon as I cross the street, I feel my pockets, and I realized I didn't have my cell phone. And it's like it's a normal phone. And I was like, okay, I'll get it, and I come back. As soon as I check for my phone, I hear my brothers run outside the friend's house, and they're like, "What are you doing across the street?" We're getting ready to go home to Mama. It's like, we're not supposed to be leaving yet. And I say that to them across the street, and we can hear each other, and they got their coats on. They got the book bag. I can see them holding the book bag. And I was like, just wait for me. I'll be right back. And I'm going to just grab us something really quick. And so the store I always love to go to is closing. I was like, oh no, okay, I missed it. But there's a store right next to it. Right on the side of it, that I lean over to the side to read the sign, and I saw soft pretzels, and there's so many signs hanging up because there's so many stores along this street, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go into that one, and it's a little further ahead of me, and as soon as I'm getting ready to do this, so the dad is coming out. He's on his way out, and I know that, and so I'm like, I'm gonna hurry up. I'm getting ready to go over there. Then all of a sudden, when I turned back around, then I noticed the dad. I turned around again because I'm hearing screeching and some type of commotion of a car, and people saying, saying something. Like it got a little loud. We were not very loud, and all of a sudden, people are loud. And it's further further away from the store, and all of a sudden, where I'm looking at. I see looks like a large car on the sidewalk, and I can see through the back window, and I'm just confused, like, what is it doing? I'm looking, and it's just rolling and pushing into stuff at the moment, really quickly, and I'm like, what's going on here? And at the same time, there's a large bus coming across, and it's crushing into stuff, and people are hollering. And I look in the window, and what I notice is I don't see anybody in the driver's seat. And I'm confused by that. My brain is breaking, literally. Like, and then people are reacting the same way. The people are running over, and they're looking inside the car, like, what's going on? They're like, they're looking in the car, but then there's more car accidents happening, like crashing, and some people are getting hurt. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And the telephone poles, they're coming down, and there's like dust, like from like the dirt or something, and that's quickly happening. I'm starting to become in a panic mode, and the voices are getting much louder, and I didn't want my voice to be drowned out. All of a sudden, the dad is across the street, the friendly friend dad, and I look around, I'm looking for my brothers, and I do not see my brothers, and. Remembering this, I'm just like,
they were captured.
I see. I didn't know this in this vision. In this vision, I'm literally this person, this 14-year-old girl, and she's like, "Where did they go?" And everyone's coming outside the buildings because and the ground is shaking. It's swaying. So, and I'm just like, I see the dad. He's looking around like he was just looking for the brothers. He was looking. He was looking for my brothers, and I saw him. And I was like, okay, this is not my dad. I quickly thought, no, I'm going to call him like he's my dad. And I was like, Dad! All the way across. He turns around in a panic, like, and he looks at me like, and he's like, I'm coming. Like, I'm coming for you. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, I'm like really scared. And the ground's swaying harder. Like, I just felt like the ground sway, like if you're on a ship and the waves are moving. And remembering this, it's horrible and terrifying, and I can hear the ground splitting, and people are screaming now, and I turn around because I'm hearing more crashing noises, and the train is coming through, and it's just going really fast, and people are screaming, and the ground is splitting. I turn around.
How deep?
Really deep. You can look down. And I'm just like, and I'm trying to catch my my balance. And the people screaming and then trying to dive over the area, get to safety. They're driving over. And some of them didn't make it. And they fell down into it. And people are like, oh my gosh. They're screaming and screaming. And I don't see any other children. I noticed it's just me and the adults, and ones that are a little older. And everyone came out of the buildings, and then across the train tracks, the houses, there was suburban houses, and they were gone. Like, they were fell down. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happening? And more of the poles are falling down. And then I don't see the dad. The dad didn't make it, like where he was at. I ran across the street to the area where I could run, because the other side where I walked across was gone. And I'm standing there, and I'm trying to grab a hold of something to just to hold on to something, and everyone is hundreds of people out there, and then I could feel something different in the air. It's just there's this evil and death and God's judgment. I could literally feel that, and I think all of us felt it at once, because all of the people, I started hearing them saying all at once, saying, "Nothing matters." They were all saying this, and I'm just like in horror, like, like what? And then they're like, "Nothing." Imagine hundreds of voices doing this. Yeah. And then I'm like, and then more of the ground is just breaking apart, and we're swaying, wobbling, just horrific wobbling, and this crushing sound of the ground and things being destroyed, and the sky is darkening. The sky is darkening because it went from like a light blue, and it's getting dark, and so many things are falling down, and everyone's just screaming, and then they go, "Nothing matters!" much louder. Imagine this, and I'm engulfed by hearing these people doing that, and then all of a sudden it's like I lose all hope too, and then I start saying it. And then I join them. Nothing matters, and then oh my gosh, and then I'm getting down on my knees, and I'm getting ready to go like hysterical and start screaming and crying. And as soon as I did that, I opened my eyes. Wow. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then I literally think to myself, if I wasn't saved, I would be like, what on earth? Like, what was that?
Yeah.
And Mama was right beside me.
Did anybody call?
Oh my gosh!
Jesus or anything?
No. See, when I woke up from this, I literally, and I feel God. Like, you need to tell them. Like, I'm absolutely, I can feel like judgment.
Yes.
And I could tell that these people, they knew something of Jesus. Some were probably Catholic. I can detect that. But so many of them were like we don't, Christianity really doesn't have anything to do with us. Like this is a behavior. But the kids, they were so sweet, so innocent, and young. They had to be. It was like the oldest under me had to be at least maybe 11 in this area. And they were clueless of Jesus, these children. But I believe Jesus had mercy on the children and took even the ones that were
and
like
the two
that.
brothers that were
My younger brother.
6.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me, I was 14. I was 14.
Yeah.
Oh, and it was just so much panic. I never had so much fear in my entire life. That was like hell on earth.
Yes.
And it was similar to the tribulation when I had. But it was just no hope at all. I wasn't where, in the other one, Jesus was guiding me and reminding me and all these things. It's, Psalm 23.
Yeah,
this was...
But he put your eyes on the bus and the cars when it went past.
That was...
You to actually see there was no driver.
Yes.
That they were raptured. But you didn't even know what that was.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we were so confused. The people were so confused, and it happened so quickly, like the blink of an eye. I was just on my way, and all of a sudden the crashing started happening, and then the children were gone. They were just so gone around the same time that the cars were doing that, and I could look in the car and see that nobody was in the driver's seat, and I was just like, huh, what's going on here? Computing. And as soon as that was happening, the crowd was falling apart, and it was so sad.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
How do you describe the swaying? I mean, was it like a regular earthquake?
No, and see, Mama and
the fact that you said that the ground split open, you can see down into it.
Yes, and there was so many splits in different areas, and areas that just gave in completely. Where the dad was, where he was just coming to me. That was just so heartbreaking because he was looking for the kids immediately. He was looking. It was like they were just here. I could see his face like in horror. He was looking left and right, looking for them, and then he spotted me and was like, "I'm coming," because I was like, I can't believe my thoughts that I had at that moment. Like I need him to recognize that his child is calling for him.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm calling you Dad right now.
Yes.
And he didn't make it. And then we all didn't make it. We all were dying. Oh my gosh, it was horrible. And it was horrible seeing people trying to leap over and climb up onto something sturdy, but the ground was caving in.
When you were on your knees, the ground was caving in?
When I got across the street and I was on my knees, we barely had anything. Everyone barely had anywhere else to stand on. We went from long streets, long sidewalks, room to move around, to barely nothing, and we're seeing the houses falling in and the stores falling in, telephone poles, everything breaking apart.
Yeah.
It was over for this area. It was over, and it feels like that this area. It feels like we were in America or someplace similar. I really feel that. Oh my gosh! And I had so much pain in my chest when I woke up. I had so much panic. If I didn't have Jesus, I would be just as bad off as I was in that vision. Like that. I immediately, when I came to, I was like, "This is the time of grace." Like,
yes.
Oh my goodness. His mercy, His love, and even feeling Him soon to open my eyes, saying, "This is judgment," and to tell them,
yes.
And so we're doing that, and the urgency feels so strong. And that was way too real. That was so real.
Yes. Everything that you said you felt in the vision. That you felt the shaking.
And me and you have felt earthquakes. No, this was...
Yeah, we've been in...
This was earth-shattering. Yeah. Okay, wobbling. You hearing the grinding of stuff just being destroyed from cracking in the earth. Destruction. And it splitting the way it was. And it was so unbalanced. I kept falling over, and trying to steady myself again and again.
Yes.
And nobody... And just hearing the people do that. Like, it was like we all at once were saying... everything in our life that we thought mattered doesn't matter. Just that quick. Just that.
In the twinkling of an eye.
Yeah.
And you said you felt the judgment of God.
Yes. And it's like we knew that we knew we're being judged, and we made our choice. And oh my goodness. And just hearing the adults doing that, I felt so hopeless. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I remember thinking that.
Yeah.
And then joining them saying it. Like, that was so disturbing.
It almost was like the delusion coming over them, too.
Oh, my gosh.
At the same time, or just knowing that they're getting ready to...
Yeah, because you're, like, hoping you would... I mean, you like, I felt the death. Like, no help was coming for us.
Yes.
It was like, no, we're going straight to hell, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
The fact that you were all saying that at once, that sounded demonic.
Yeah, it did.
Know? Yeah.
It was like they lost hope and gave up hope.
And knew where they were going.
Yeah. It was so scary hearing all those voices at once doing that.
Yeah. And this is why we tell people to get saved now.
Yes.
You know? It's going to happen so quick. But you won't have to. You're not going to be able to, at the last second, try to save yourself. Now I have time for God.
No, it happened so quickly.
Now. You need to get saved now.
Yes.
1 Corinthians 15, 1-4, and Romans 3, 23 to 26.
Amen.
You have to accept Jesus' blood atonement, to choose him, to believe what he did on the cross, and believe that his blood is enough to cover all of your sins.
Yes, because we're running out of time.
We are definitely running out of time.
I can feel the complete difference.
War 3, we all feel it in the air.
Yes.
We all feel a change, and it's bad.
And in that vision, things were just as normal as they are now. Okay? And then in just less than a second, twinkle of an eye, it was not the same.
You said the sky was like a light blue.
Yeah, it was like everything was so happy.
How
everything.
Dark was it getting?
It was as further as the ground kept doing that, and everything started crashing, falling apart. I'm like you're blinking because you're so scared. You're closing your eyes sometimes because I'm frightened of what's happening. And I'm opening my eyes, and I'm seeing it is darker. It's darkened, and it's like it's turning into night. And in the power, of course, everything was being destroyed. It was, we didn't have any power on top of that. Like I didn't see any lights on the stop signs and things. Like the green light, red light. Yeah. Oh goodness, you could actually feel in the air that the power was out. That was very strange, and the hopelessness was unreal. It's like when I woke up, I could feel grace for sure. We're in a time of grace. And Jesus is coming, and the way he wanted us to warn, we had to do this. We had to share it.
Yes.
So we're getting ready to get this out, you guys, and we're praying for everyone.
Yes, we are. We're praying for everyone. Please choose him now. Please choose
before it's
Jesus
too late.
now. Accept his blood atonement before it is too late. Why wait? Why wait? Anything can happen. You could have a heart attack. You could get in a car wreck. Any of those things.
Before the tribulation kicks off.
Take care of your salvation now.
Yes.
And that way, no matter what happens, you're going to be with Jesus.
Amen.
Amen.